Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. Now, I would like to start off in a plateau by saying, in no way, shape, or form, I don't want nobody to get the wrong idea about me. I don't jump back and forth. I want them to know that if you are black and you want to come to Washington, by all means, come to Washington. But a typical state that has more black people in it than white or is diverse with a 50-50 standpoint is going to be it's very more difficult to live in. Now, the people that I've gotten along with, they have been extraordinary. Like, I've gotten along with a lot of people. Don't get me wrong. But I've also haven't gotten along with some people. So you be the judge of what you feel when you get here. What I feel when I got here, I just happened to go to particularly Democrat states and sanctuary states. I had the bad luck of the gene pool where or the stem stick where I ended up going to these Democrat or sanctuary cities or states cities where I got the short end of the stick. So I don't want you to ever think that, and this is a sanctuary city. So I want you to really do your math on that. When you write ICE, when you write the ICE department, they ask for you to know information on Hispanics. When you sit up there and call ICE to put in a tip, they route you to the online center where the online center asks you to know the name, the birth date, the address, and much more information on the person, the recipient. So that's not going to work. If you know that you are being harassed by somebody and you don't know their name because they're not giving out their name to everybody, that's not going to work, right? So I would like to go down. I had to address those three things. So let me go down a list of talking about what I wanted to talk about. So, um, it's hard because people walk around that doesn't, mental health is a stigma, is a big stigma. People walking around with their nose held up high because they have mental health issues because everybody has mental health issues. One day they feel sad, the next day they feel happy, the next day they feel sad again. The next day they feel not so good. They want to sleep in bed all day. You know, everybody suffers from mental health, especially in the city and state of Washington, Seattle. You know, they suffer from SAD. I forgot what it stands for, but they suffer from SAD. It's no way people can get used to that. However they get used to it, it's however they get used to it. But just to give you another example, you got one day a person end up going through a divorce and they're fighting over kerfuffling over the kitties and kiddettes, and it's not going well for them. So they're seeing a doctor unbeknownst to the anybody that they know. They're seeing a doctor, a psychiatrist, let's just throw it out there. They're seeing a psychiatrist unbeknownst to their friends, family, everybody. And they're not sitting up there telling their friends or family or anybody that they're seeing this doctor and they're taking medication. And they're like, yeah, I can deal with it by myself. And they're not telling nobody. But they walk around with their head held high, like they have no care in the world. Because, and some people don't go through mental health. They just have sad days and good days and bad days. Some people go through it a little more than others. But you cannot say that you haven't felt a bad day in your life. You cannot say that you are better than the rest of the people because you're not on record or you're not on a record now. You're not on record because nobody knows of it, because you know how to hide it. Then you don't have no record of you being seen, having been seen by a psychiatrist. I mean, perfect example, when I first got here, when I first got out of jail, I used to talk about Gavin Newsome all the time. And that's where I started picking up heat. The same people that knew me back in Santa Maria started texting me through this phone, this particular phone, saying little sly comments. At first, they was like, "Do you want to make money? Um, it's a talent show. You know, you get to make money acting." And I said, "Okay, I would like that." And then they said, "All you got to do is take off your clothes." And I said, "Please don't text me again." And then they said something about Gavin Newsome, and I knew what it was. So they take up for people like Gavin Newsome. I won't talk no more about it before I get slammed with another strike. That this is what happened. I told the police about it, and only thing they can think of is mental health. Like I was just suffering from a delusion. I showed them the text. I showed them I had everything down. Like they that's what irritates me. That's what irritates me. That is what irritates me. Is when I have the proof and they downplay it like it's no proof. Every time I tell the truth, they let me down and state that it's my mental health. It's not that much mental health in the world. Y'all see, even on my page, sometimes I get flack from people. They'll talk a good game, and then they'll start talking about some off the wall subject. You'll see that. You'll see it on here. How would you feel? Oh, wait, you have people over there that overstayed their visas and are really loony, going out protesting and doing dangerous, vital stuff. And when they finally do something dangerous, then they're going to be taken serious. Then it's going to be too late. But they overstayed their visas, they resist arrest, and they're real criminals. Some of the real criminals has came back to America due to some of the judges who don't like Trump, right? All I do is be honest about the thing things that they want to do, which is talk about medications, especially in a Democrat state. All they want to do is talk about medications. And fine, let's talk about medications, for instance. I'm okay with talking about medications. You know, I'm 100% okay with talking about medications. I'm okay, and nothing has happened lately, but I'm okay with talking about medication. This is long drawn out. This is what's been going on for almost 2, 3 years now. I'm okay with talking about medication. But in a Democrat state, this is what they do to Black people. You wouldn't believe how many women were doing horrific crimes in jail while I was in jail, and laughing about it. They got places where they can listen to conversations, and they got out of jail quicker than flapjacks. I was raped. They know I'm alone, so there's no way. They know it's no way to fight back. So there is absolutely no way that I am staying here when I feel like they can attack me and my integrity again. No, I want to be just like a normal person. They knew me before I knew them. I got moved to a different cell where three women didn't even know my name. They just put me in a cell and gave me my lunch. Could have been meth in it for all I know. All I know, I believe it was meth in it. And they started stating, three women got out and started saying, Cloud is dead, Cloud is dead, Cloud is dead. Three women that didn't even know my name. They just slapped me in a new cell. And when I started screaming, they went back to their cells and the VA department came up. I don't know how far this goes, but I'm moving to Republican territory. I owe no one an explanation. I heard professional people talking through those walls about my family. This is beyond what you guys know. I haven't told nobody this. And this is the reason why they either want me dead or they want me to go crazy enough to be admitted for a long time. But of course, it's like my head is broke or I'm just making things up. Why do they care so much about my mental health when they were bringing methamphetamines into the jail in Seattle jail while I was there? During the time I was there, they were bringing methamphetamines into the jail. It was on the news. So how do you care? You can't go back and forth. What was the reason to pay the guards to bring that much in methamphetamine and house that much in methamphetamine in the jail so you can give it to the inmates and everything? This is not the 1950s with Sigmund Freud. Mental health can be managed. You do not need to gaslight people into being severely mentally unstable when it's convenient for you. And I'm addressing this because when it's time for me to leave, no one can say I abruptly moved being mental. I planned this one out thoroughly. I want to be free and not a slave. I feel like a slave here. It should be no confusion. I do not own a gun, and I may request one in the future. I was very respectful with the guns I owned. As much shit as I went through with my husband, I never plotted on anyone. Point blank, I am not a child, and I do not owe no one an explanation. I do what's right for me and my life to be safe and feel safe. Even the last thing I'm going to say before I start going a little bit off subject is A doctor from the emergency room of the VA hospital last year stated he did not even want to touch me. He was white. He said he didn't even want to touch me. It wasn't a pap smear. It was just a regular exam, just to check my blood, my heart rate. He said, I don't even want to touch you. And I looked at him. I was like, whoa. I didn't say nothing. I didn't get smart, egging me on. Now, had I got mad and started yippity yapping on, it would have been mental health emitter. I can't get nowhere. Now, one of my doctors said she would put in some type of form. I don't even know if that was put in. I don't even know what happened to him. Nothing was done to him for all I know. Some people are just prejudiced and it gets unnoticed. And I'm telling this to you guys because everybody say, oh, Trump prejudice. Oh, he got all these people. You know what? You need to do your research on Black Lives Matter. You need to do your research on Black Lives Matter. You just hear it because it's a real fancy lingo and it got a real fancy name. But what has Black Lives Matter done for anybody that's Black? A whole bunch of Black people dead in Philly. They're just piling up like sausage links. And Black Lives Matter is spray painted everywhere. I remember seeing that everywhere. Then why is there so much crime going on from the Black Lives Matter? It's organized crime. I won't say no more. So the reasons why I'm leaving is I have my reasons. I have my reasons. I have a lot of reasons piled up, especially in jail. You know, I mean, think about it. Why would I sit up there and why would I literally sit up there and just go through that again while in Washington State? You know, like seriously. Hold up. I got to do something real quick. Give me a second. And so, yeah. So, like I was saying, man, this is a touchy subject. When we hear mental health, some people just don't get the use of mental health. They don't get the use of mental health. They say crude, very rude and crude stuff. You know, they think it's hilarious. You know, and I don't think it's hilarious. I think that it's really a serious topic. I think that, you know, like I said, you got these outliers on here that wants to get a rouse out of me. And if I could block this person, I would. But let me make sure I couldn't. Let's see. They're lucky. So, yeah. So, like I was saying, man, like mental health goes along with everybody, goes on with everybody. Seriously. You can't say that you never went through it with your family member, with your spouse, with your um, friend, everything. Like, seriously, seriously. And I truly feel like that nobody can say that I owe them any conversation on why I am leaving. Seriously. And that's why I enjoy MAGA. And to Cromorius, you are no real MAGA supporter. You are just pretending to be MAGA so that you can get a rouse out of me. It's very sad, and I don't owe you any more explanations. And I do see a therapist, and I love seeing my therapist. Actually, you should see a therapist for saying that. I appreciate you for being on my page, having to be on my page to say all of these nasty things and then tell me to see a therapist. That means that you should be seeing a therapist. Does it feel good to you to let that out? Sick person. If I could block you, I would. I don't know how to work Twitch like that. But I bet you it's one of your Democrat cronies. That's what it is, a Democrat crony. That's what it is. It's not MAGA. MAGA wouldn't do no shit like that. I've been doing MAGA for a while. Thank you. So anyway, like I was saying, um, like, it's just sad, man. It's really sad. It's very sad how people, literally try to get you like aroused into things to try to make you angry, and it's boo to them, like, seriously. It's just sad. And I feel like I am going to move because this is what the Democrats do. When they can't get their way, they cry like babies and they start acting immature and stepping out of their eggshell. When they think they have something on you, such as mental health, they cry and whine like babies, like little babies, like wham wham wham. Notice me. I say notice me. I said, notice me. Notice me now, or I'm going to be violent. I'm going to be violent. I'm going to go trash some Teslas. You better notice me. I got to be violent. I'm going to be violent. There, I was violent. Did you notice me? Did you miss me? It's just sad. That's why I'm going to an all Republican city and state. And I I feel sorry. I feel very sorry when you sat up there and you it's probably, you know, it could be anything, any reason why they're on here, you know, saying these things. But let's move on from that chapter and continue with what I'm saying. You got these horrific people doing horrific things, man. Just trying to egg people on. And I say, why don't we sit up there and come to a bipartisan way? But just like Chuck Schumer did, he sat up there and he said, you know, don't sit up there, go ahead and do the CR because you'll let Trump have too much power, you know, and that's what that's about, you know. I want to go somewhere calm, nice and calm, where I don't have to worry about nobody sitting up there hurting me, nobody sitting up there setting me up like they did while I was in jail, raped, talk shit about. They made me look like a loony person in jail. They did everything to make me look not right in jail. And if you were being gaslighted, so would you too. So would you too. And I'm telling my story, and the only thing these knuckleheads got to say is talk about my makeup and clown me. They didn't even hear the solid story. They're talking about my makeup and talking about me seeing a therapist. I'm talking calm. I'm not saying nothing out of context. It's just sad. They don't hear the message. They want to be that one to get attention. Just like what's the name said. They want to be that one to get attention. So I can say their name and everybody rush to that streaming platform to say, oh, they said that. Oh, snap. No, I'm not going to give them attention. It's sad. Find another sucker. And so, like I said, yeah, I'm gonna make sure, everything works out for me. It's just sad how, I'm gonna make sure my friend comes down here soon. Um, I'm gonna cook no more lasagna for him. My best friend. I'm gonna make sure that I do something for him. Yeah. So with that being said, y'all, I am so happy that y'all were able to take the time to but listen to this. Every time I had something to sit up there and talk about, every time I sat up there and had some valid points, every time, every time, it was like they didn't care. They didn't care. They didn't care. They did not care. And it's sad. And that's what makes me believe that, you know, um, I'm not talking shit about them. I'm just telling my truth. I'm just telling my truth. I'm just telling my truth, which is I talk to them and they undercut what I'm saying. I don't know if they're investigating and they want me to believe it's about mental health and they just trying to save me. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. But to undercut my mind as in to believe in, making me believe it's about my mental health is dead wrong. Because then other people is going to believe that, and that is a stigma that you cannot erase from a personality or a person's well-being. Because of that officer or that detective, I had to pay my my rent, my last bit of rent, and that wasn't cool. That wasn't cool. That definitely wasn't cool. That definitely wasn't cool. It wasn't. So, yeah. But if you are suffering from like mental health, if you are suffering from a little bit of mental health or a lot of mental health, make sure you seek help. Don't and if it's under control and somebody try to tell you it's not under control, get a second opinion. Get evaluated for a second opinion, because you don't need somebody telling you something, one thing, and you say you feel fine, and yet somebody is telling you something different because of what the courts want to see and what they anticipate and what they want to see. So yeah. Yeah. And mental health is something serious, and I'm not going to let nobody gaslight me nor um drag down my mental health by telling me I have bad mental health when I don't. My mental health is, if it was a 0 to 100, it's about an 85. It's about a B. I say it's about a B plus. And every time I try to get it out and try to spill my guts on what I believe it is, you know, yeah, seriously. And that's what I'm going to start talking about a lot more, because I feel like it needs to be talked about. It definitely needs to be talked about. The stages of mental health. You know, you got some people that hide their mental health. They going through a divorce, they hide their mental health. They getting seen by a psychiatrist. They not telling nobody. They getting ghetto counseled by their sister or their brother or their in-laws. You know, they don't want to go to see a doctor because they know it's a stigma. They know it's a stigma, you know. Just because I talk about it a lot doesn't mean nothing. I'm talking about it because this is the storyline that's happened to me. So yeah, what would you do if your family was suffering from mental health? Would you sit up there and blame everything? They're sad one day. Oh, it's your mental health. You're sad. Time to go to the hospital. Or what? Like I said, I have courage that one day I will be able to get a gun. I have never thought about trying to kill anyone. Never. But I thought about trying to protect myself. That's what I've thought about. And I have that right. I have that right. I have that right. When I had a weapon, I had many weapons. I had many weapons. My husband cheated on me with my employee. Did I sit up there and go after her with my 38? I had plenty more guns. They were all registered in either me or him. Did I sit up there and get mad? No. I turned in my weapons. I was mad at her, yes, but I turned in my weapons. Was I thinking loony then? You got some people that can't come out of that loony thinking. I have never been to a loony point of thinking. It is on the ring device that he shot off that weapon in the dirt. I don't know how long they keep the footage, but it's on the device that he shot off that ring device. He shot off that weapon in the dirt after putting a gun to my head. So it is what it is. I enjoy telling my story because one day it's going to be out. One day it's going to be out. And I continue to hashtag people like Donald Trump, the Senate, the House of Representatives, not so that I can embarrass myself, but I hashtag the police department, other police departments, district courts, so that they can see I've never gotten this much flack. I've never gotten this much flack. Never. Never. So I wonder who it could be, who it was that I had to block, and who came on and went off. It's just so sad how people think. Sometimes it has nothing to do with them and they add their 2 cents. But it's public, so oh well. But like I said, 3 things I gotta say. They wanted to get their case, so they arranged to make me look crazy. They had higher ups talking shit. I told them that I advocate for Trump. They kept me in even longer. And that they set me up, man. They set me up big time. Had I not abide by what the courts wanted, which I haven't been smoking weed, I would probably be still locked up. I'm not resisting. That is something that I'm not doing, but I am not going to sit up there and tolerate people making me look like I'm just saying things that are untrue. I know nothing about nobody, and they know everything what they think they know about me that's written down. It's one thing to have it written down. It's coming from a doctor, and especially when it's in Philly. And I've told y'all that story on the Kimberly Cloud Show 38, which is all going to be deleted come July, so it doesn't even matter anyway. But you know, it's it's all right. And then you got people like, every time I try to get myself together, especially in California, which was definitely Democratic, um, a doctor, which I still got the tapes, but I can't do nothing with them right now. Um, of the recordings of how she said one thing and did another. Oh, y'all didn't know I have the tapes. MAGA. MAGA that. I have tapes of Dr. Fromm. If y'all need to be talking to anybody, it's Dr. Kazan. Because I never was combative with her. She said one thing, she did another. She didn't like me. Then somebody called the police, contacted the police. Just a big setup, right? Those tapes will never get deleted. They set me up big time because I was a proud Trump supporter. I mean, look at the shit I went through for Trump. I deserve uh I deserve an honorary reward. Seriously. Look at the shit I went through for Trump. Like they put me through the ringer for him. Like seriously. I know the guy is married. I don't want him in that way. All I want is MAGA. All I want is MAGA to make America great again. And y'all can't stand it. Y'all can't stand to make America great again because y'all have ulterior motives. That's why I'm just gonna shut up. I'm just gonna shut up. I can't say what I really want to say. Iran have is weeks, if not months, almost towards a nuclear weapon. We're okay with that, but Republicans aren't. Why is it that some people are okay with that? If this is what you call crazy, I will be crazy. I will be crazy. And I don't mean in a crazy way. I'm always going to advocate for that guy because I know what's going on. Because the same thing is happening to me. And I won't forget what that lawyer did to me when I said that it's all in public record. All y'all have to do is get public record. I know they're itching to get public record out there. If you can, they won't give me the public records. They said nothing happened, but they won't give me public records of what happened. Because I'm crazy, I guess. They won't give me the fucking records, videos of contradicting evidence. So I urge you, if you're out there, to look it up. This isn't just some loony person saying things just out her mouth for no reason. I urge you. And that's all I can say for now.
Never waste my time, you are I want.